Hey guys, just picked up this Craftsman 6.75 horsepower push mower. The guy picked it up from said it just had a tune-up and it doesn't run and it smells like gas. So I'm just gonna, I believe it's a carburetor issue. I'm gonna take the carburetor off, clean it. Probably, I noticed these wheels are really hard to turn. I'll probably clean those up, sharpen the blade and change the gas, do an oil change and see how it runs. Let's get into it. Alright, so he did say it was just tuned up. So I'm going to check the condition of the oil just to see, because if it was tuned up, it should have fresh oil in it. It does have fresh oil in it, but the oil smells a little bit like gas. That's not a good sign. And the gas tank's completely empty. So let's pull out the spark plug and see what that looks like. Alright, so I'm going to take the spark plug out and just look at the condition. Now, there's gas in the oil, and that could be caused by the needle in the seat and the float bowl not closing all the way and the gas bypassing and overflowing into the crankcase, which would give it that oil, the gas and oil smell. Yeah, it smells like fouling. Reeks like gas. I'm suspecting a carburetor issue for sure. So I guess we'll take the carburetor off. We'll take this shroud off the top. Take the carburetor off, clean the carburetor, and she should fire up and run nicely. Yeah, pretty simple issue, I think. So 6 mil for these top shroud bolts. They're a little bit corroded. Just use a little bit of shop air. Blow that crap out of there. There should be one more yet. Alright, 6 mil. Mil. It's a weird size. Alright, 1/4 inch. Covers off. Alright, so onto the carburetor. Alright, so take off this air filter. Just twist, pull it out. Pull off the air filter. The air filter actually seems to be in really good shape. Look at that, 5 of 26, it just did have a service. Alright, so I got a 7/16 wrench here. I'm gonna try to loosen these bolts and take it off this way without taking off the exhaust. There's one. Should come out. Let's see if we can get the wrench in there, loosen that one. I'm gonna take off the shroud to give me a little bit more room. So I already popped off the cover for the recoil. I'm gonna pop these tabs here with this gas tank. Press that tab. There you go. And I'll pop off this shroud. So 2 8mm bolts at the front. And bigger ones at the back. They look like 10s or 11s. Yeah, 10 mil. There you go. If you can, when you're working on this stuff, you're not sure, sometimes it's nice to just put the screws back in to where it comes out of. That way you know where they go. So, see if we can get a wrench in here now. We'll release the spring here. This return spring. Get a pair of needle nose. There we go. Take out that spring there. There we go. That should give us enough room to get to that bolt now. Hopefully that comes off now. Oh, it's off. Disconnect the fuel line. There we go. Fuel line wasn't even really on there. Look at that. That's loose. There, disconnected. So now we'll take this apart and clean the carburetor. Alright, so I'm going to release this fuel line here. Gas that's in there. And we'll peek inside that tank. So I don't know if you guys can see in there. Let's see if I can get it right there. Right there. Let's see if we can get the light. There's a little filter down in there. It actually looks pretty clean. I thought it might be dirty, but take the bottom of this carburetor off. This is a 13. There you go. It's actually pretty clean. A little scored around the sides, but it's pretty clean. Looks like a newer float bolt gasket. Alright. Never seen this setup of a carburetor before. Nonetheless, we'll clean it. So there is little rubbers down here. I'm going to be careful when I spread air in there. I don't want to wreck the rubbers. And get that one rubber out. Get a pick. I'll just gently get that rubber out. Maybe I can push this down. There we go. Oh, look at the crap that's in there. Alright. So, I'm just going to spray carb cleaner in all these holes. Clean out everything. Should see where it's squirting out of. Here, I want to go this way. So I'm just squirting carburetor cleaner in all these holes just to get any debris out of it. There's a lot of stuff that's in this one. I'm just going to blow it out with compressed air now. Flashlight. I don't know if you can see down there. You should see light shining through. It's hard to see. There's a little piece of something down there still. actually looks pretty good. It's pretty clean. Put her back together. So first things first, we're going to look at this jet. I'm just going to spray some carburetor cleaner through it. Rinse it out. Wipe it off. There we go. Stick her back in. There we go. It's in now. And so this is really weird. You can see, hopefully, that white tip of the jet sticking up in there now on the inside. Before, there's little pieces sticking up. There's parts, like this little stuff here. Looks like they doubled up a new O-ring on top of the old O-ring. Very odd. So now clean our float bowl. Inspect this nicely. There's no hole, there's no gas getting inside of it. Check the needle and seat. It looks brand new. I'm starting to think somebody actually did do a tune-up on it. So this just goes in here and hangs. Goes in the hole there. That goes here. And what we'll do, let's put this pin back in. There we go. And then, there we go. Got the pin back in, the needle and seats lined up. And if you can see, it's sitting pretty good. It's almost at a 90-degree angle. That's what you want. Clean the, it's pretty clean anyways, but we're gonna clean the float bowl. There you go. Put float bowl gasket back on. Go. Now that flat area on the back of your float bowl can go to the flat part of the back, because as you see, this is further down on this side. It gives you the clearance you need for your float bowl to go up and down. Now, we can get that on here without crushing the gasket. Put this down for a sec. Spray some carb cleaner in here. Make sure that's nice and clean. Let out some shop air. Reinstall. There we go. Carburetor 13. Now there is some they call freeze plugs or whatever in there. I'm not too concerned about that. I just wanted to clean the majority of the stuff that's in there. It should run good. So we're gonna set this piece back on. So rain should go in here. Put that tube in here. Line this back up. There we go. Tighten her on. There we go. Well, carburetor's clean, back together. Let's put her back on the lawnmower. Alright, so we're going to put this carburetor back on. Put her back on here. We'll hook up our fuel line. Now, remember how this was loosely on there? It should have a clamp on it. So I'm going to put a clamp on there because that could help it not run right either. There we go. Fuel line on. Just slide the clamp over top of it. That'll make a nice tight seal. Oh, that's a lot better already. So now we'll hook up our throttle here. There we go. Bring this up so I'm not fishing for it later. Slide this on. There you go. Your nuts back on. Just get this small bit to hold it. So if anybody's still watching, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to build a channel here. It would help me make more content. Like I said, I just do this as kind of a part-time hobby, do it for fun. It's a learning experience for me, and hopefully, you know what, maybe hopefully you guys learn a little bit something. Yeah, just gonna get this guy on over here. It's a tight area to work in. So I picked up this lawnmower for 20 bucks off of Kijiji. Like I said, the ad said was tuned up, won't run, smells like gas. So right there made me think it was a carburetor issue. I'm like, okay, should be an easy fix. Shouldn't need to buy any parts. So, you know what? Maybe I can turn that 20 bucks into an $80 or try to sell it for 100 and make the 80 bucks, which would be good. Like I said, I'm gonna put fresh oil in it, especially with this oil smelling like gas. Just stop spinning for a minute so I can get some pressure on it. It won't be enough to tighten it down. Well, that seems to be working. There we go. Perfect. Hook this guy back up, this return spring, hopefully. There we go. Nice. Alright, so now I'm going to put this back on, the air filter. It just clips in everywhere and twists on. And now we'll throw the gas tank back on. So now we'll throw the shroud back on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to blow that off. I'm not going to tighten this bolt on this dipstick tube right now. I'm just going to kind of hand tighten it until I get the rest of the bolts into place. It was an 8. Yep. There we go. Alright, so now, probably see me do this before if you watch any of my other videos, but the crown penetrating oil. Like I said, makes a good cleaner, leaves a shine, it helps protect it. Any penetrating oil, motor oil will work. You don't have to do this, it's something I just like to do. Alright, so I got the carburetor on, I got the shroud back on. I wiped everything down with Crown penetrating oil. You can use any penetrating oil, any motor oil. It is, look how nice that looks. And now I'm going to do the same thing with this gas tank. This looks great. Alright, so this off. I don't know if anybody knows what I did here. I gotta take this cover back off because I put the fuel line. It's supposed to go down here. I put it on where the crankcase breather is supposed to be. So now I gotta change that. Here. There we go. That's better. Now we'll hook up the fuel line. There you go. Put the air filter back on. Fingerprints everywhere. All right, so now this just goes in to these little tabs here. Should go down. Yeah, that's in. So now we're gonna put the starter shell back on. Just blow this out with compressed air. Get all the fuzzies and grass hair and stuff that's in it out. First thing is the recoil. Go. Make sure to pull over. Alright, so now we're going to put the starter shell back on. Go right here. Line up the bolts. Take the dipstick first. There you go. All right, so now I'm going to pull the wheels off because they're really hard to spin. I'm just going to take the shafts, clean them up with a wire brush, grease them up, put the wheels back on. I'm going to take the blade off, sharpen it, and I'm going to clean the plug and put it back in. And we'll try to fire her up. Alright, so I just went and looked up the diagram for this wheel. And it has this washer, it's in there, it's slightly bent to put pressure on this. And this wheel's really hard to turn once that's on and tighten up this nut. That washer isn't supposed to be in there. So the reason why they put that washer in is because when you tighten it, the wheel's got a little bit of play, but it spins freely without it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna do the rest of the wheels, and I'll take the blade off and sharpen it. All right, so I just pulled the lawnmower blade off of this. It's really dull. I think this is the original blade that was on it. I don't think this thing's been used very much. Like I said, it's in great shape. I'm gonna just sharpen it up and throw it back on. All right, so I got a nice sharp blade here. I just use a hand file to sharpen my blades, because if you use a grinder or like a hand grinder or a bench grinder, I find you don't get a good job as if you do a file. A file, you can kind of recreate the same angle that's on there and get a nice sharp blade. So I'm gonna throw this back on, put a spark plug in it, and add up fill up some gas, and we'll fire her up. All right, I lied there a little bit. I'm gonna drain the oil first, top it up with oil, and then throw the spark plug in it, put the blade on it. Because that oil's got gas in it, and I don't want that in there. I want nice fresh oil. I got the blade off of it so I can drain it out from the bottom. There, it's coming now. There we go. Nice. go. Blade back on. Alright, so I got a nice new clean spark plug here I'm going to throw in. In case you guys are wondering, it's called Champion RJ19LM. There we go. Perfect. Now we're going to top her up with fuel and oil and see if she runs. See where our level's at. And she's full. Perfect. So now we'll top her up with gas. Just a little bit. So far, so good. All right, so now I'm gonna put her on the ground and see if she fires up. Alright, so I got everything all cleaned up here. This is all back together. It doesn't seem to be leaking any oil or any gas, so I'm gonna try firing up here and see what happens. Pump it 3 times. So, I'm not sure what happened there. We knew there was some sort of a carburetor issue because there was a little bit of gas getting into the oil. So I drained the oil, put new oil in it, cleaned the carburetor. We did find an O-ring doubled up on the main jet. Took one of those O-rings out and put the other one in, and that seemed to solve all the issues. So I guess we fixed somebody else's mistake. I don't know if that's somebody who worked on it previously or another shop who worked on it. I'm leaning towards another shop because that air filter had a paint marker with the date written on it when it was changed of May of 2026. So somebody tried to fix this and do a tune-up to it. The wheels were hard to turn. Looked at the diagram for this lawnmower, seen that there's washers that were on the inside of the wheels because they are a little bit loose and worn, so they put washers in there to tighten it up, but it was too tight and you couldn't turn the wheel, so I took them out and it seems to roll really, really nice now. So yeah, it's all fixed. I did that crown penetrating oil. You can use WD-40 or any sort of oil. And this thing looks immaculate now, it looks brand new. So I'm gonna throw this on Kijiji, put it up for sale, see how much I can get for it. Like I said, I've only got $20 into this and some time. Probably only got about 2 hours into it today. Sharpened the blade. So this thing's all ready to go. And if you're looking for a lawnmower, this is a great lawnmower. The older stuff works a lot better than the newer stuff. The newer stuff is junk. It's just gonna break a couple years after you buy it with the plastic internals of the motor, and it's just built cheaply. This older stuff, I mean, you buy something that's been refurbished like this, you're gonna get a lot more life out of it than what you would if you went out and bought a brand new lawnmower, and it's gonna cost you half the price. So if you like watching this, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next repair video. Thanks for watching.